Hi, and welcome to the second tutorial on Sawyer. In this tutorial I'll be talking to you about the ways to switch on Sawyer and also talk to you about some of the extra components that would be needed before starting up Sawyer. To begin with, let's look at the controller. The controller here on the right side has one button, which is to power on the robot. Then on the left side has 3 ports, 2 USB ports and 1 Ethernet port. There are also 3 ports inside the controller. If I open this, so which are over here, but these aren't supposed to be used and are only used for debugging by a certified Rethink employee. Therefore, we will not be using anything inside the controller. There are, on the back side here, there's the serial number of the controller, which you would need to connect to the robot. This serial number is also on the table here with a yellow tape on it. Looking below the controller, there are 4 things you need to make sure are connected. The first is the emergency button, or rather, the first would be the power button so that the robot can power up. Then there's the emergency button, and then there's 2 other connections that's made to the robot and the controller. After doing this, you should be able to start up the robot. After explaining to you about the controller, let's look at some of the extra components you might need while starting up the robot. So the first thing you need is a keyboard. This would be used to go into the FSM and switch between Intera or Intera SDK. How to do this, I would be showing this to you in the next video. The other thing you need would be a router and 2 Ethernet cables. Now this is used so that you can communicate with the robot while in Intera SDK. If you're using Intera and you want to connect to a computer, then you need just 1 Ethernet cable, which will be connected to your computer and the robot controller. And the last part, which I don't need to show, is that you need a laptop so that you can actually use the robot or communicate with the robot so that you can work with it. Having talked about all the connections and the extra components, let's start the robot. So the first thing to do is to switch on the power. Once you do this, you should hear a switch of the relay. Then you press the button, power on button. When you power it on, you should see a blue light in the power button. Once you do that, you should see the screen turn on. And then you can just wait for a few minutes, approximately 2 to 3 minutes, for it to start. Now once it starts, the robot moves a little bit so that it can guess the positions of each joint. And that's all for this video. Thank you.